All right, hey now, it's the Rob from 1061.
Rob, wait.
What?
This is post to post. We got to do something big, something out there.
What were you thinking?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Town Square Media and 1061 KISS FM proudly bring to you your podcast champions of the world. He's the R to the O to the B. I'm STEVE. We are your hosts with the most, bringing you everything wrestling related from post to post.
Hey, now it's the Rob from 1061 KISS FM. Here's my tag team partner in podcasting.
Hey guys, it's me, Steve, local contributor to 1061 evansville.youtube.
I think we're showing off again, Steve. We are, without a doubt, the best dressed podcast on the internet. I love the Colossus shirt, and I'm rocking a Ninja Turtle soft tee. So
nice.
I think we are the most fashionable guys around. Let me start by saying we've got a fun topic scheduled for you today, and it's inspired by the bracketology special that I watched last night on the WWE Network. You watched it too, right?
I did, yes.
I don't know what day you're watching this, but the special aired last night for us. It was a Wednesday night, and it was nothing special, just the bracketology special, breaking down some of the key components of the upcoming Cruiserweight Classic tournament that's about to begin on Wednesday.
Yeah, for me it was like an introduction to like most of these guys, because I'm only familiar with like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah, I'm not one of those guys. I don't pretend to like know wrestling from around the world. A lot of guys pretend to know it, and that's annoying to me. Some people genuinely do. I know Tajiri very well. I've been following him since his ECW days, and I know the Brian Kendrick, who stole my gimmick of putting "the" in front of his name long after I was doing it. But no, I'm excited to see those guys again. I even hear it may turn into another run for Tajiri in WWE. If that's the case, I'm really excited. But what I love most about this, and what I can tell from last night, is that this is being taken so seriously.
Oh, yeah.
They have the right approach to it. I actually like that I don't know 30 of the guys in this tournament.
Yeah,
like they're all new. They're all going to be cruiserweights. I have high expectations for the match quality because they're all getting their first shot at stardom. So I feel like they're going to leave it all on the line in this. They're going to leave everything on the table. They're going to give us everything in these tournaments.
Yeah, and I'm hoping this will parlay into the main product to where we'll actually have a cruiserweight division on Raw or SmackDown or both.
That would be excellent. And who knows if guys will get jobs out of the deal, but just watching the way, the seriousness they took it, more serious than like even the NCAA Final Four, like a sports analyst take it. Like this was perfect to me. They're going in with the right mentality, and I am hoping I'm not setting myself up for disappointment because I am so excited for the CWC that begins on Wednesday.
Yeah, give me both.
So this got me thinking. I have become a big fan of tournaments.
Yes.
For some reason, when I was younger, I was not a big fan of tournaments. I would not get too excited about King of the Ring because I felt like it didn't mean much. Like, you never got a world title shot because of it or anything. And, I guess I got a little bored seeing the same wrestlers 3 times in a night. But as I've gotten older, wiser, and more mature, I've come to appreciate tournaments, specifically one-night tournaments. Now, I know the CWC obviously is not a one-night tournament, but I do prefer them to take place in one night. I love the King of the Ring now. I wish it was taken more seriously in today's day and age, but hey. So it got me thinking, and by the way, this is about more than just King of the Ring. This is just tournaments, our favorite tournaments, I guess, throughout the history of wrestling. So, are there any you want to get things started with, Steve?
Well, I mean, I'm going to mention the first King of the Ring. I mean, it was a fresh idea. You did see a guy wrestle 3 times, and I actually thought you'd be a fan, being who the winner of that was.
Well, hey, I wanted to make it very clear. I am a fan of it, and I was not watching wrestling when that first King of the Ring happened on pay-per-view. But I did write down specifically my favorite tournaments in the King of the Ring are 93, which Bret Hart won, and 94, which Owen Hart won. All great matches, all of those new generation stars, all coming out to really have a like Razor Ramon and Mr. Perfect and Bam Bam Bigelow. Like those are the names from my childhood. And love seeing those guys in there. Yeah, the first and second one that took place on pay-per-view, in my opinion, are the gold standard for King of the Ring tournaments. Also remember. The first name I wrote down, not my favorite, but a good one. Remember the Gold Rush tournament from like 2004, 2005? I don't remember all the details, but all the matches took place on Raw. And people remember it for one reason, one moment, one move specifically. Do you not remember?
I guess I don't.
Does the name ring a bell? The Gold Rush
Yeah,
tournament?
because as soon as you said that, I'm like, I should know this, but I don't.
There was an amazing match between Shawn Michaels and Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, yeah. I remember that match. One of my favorite matches.
That resulted in that super kick from, like, it was like the springboard across the ring into a super kick from Shawn Michaels that was used in the Raw opening for days or for years, I think, and that was just an incredible match.
Yeah.
I believe a person got a title shot at a pay-per-view if they won that, but I don't remember.
Yeah.
So that was one I wrote down. I have a few more, or do you want to alternate? I don't know how many you have ready to talk about.
I'm just kind of talking about them in general. Next one I'd like to mention is the Deadly Games tournament at Survivor Series.
How did I not write that one down? Oh my God, that might be my specific favorite.
Yeah, that was a big elaborate thing to get the Rock over and Turning Hill.
So. You know what? That may unseed my number one because I do have a favorite. I'll save that for last. But Deadly Games, how did I not think of that, Steve?
Oh, you got me with Gold Rush, so I just paid you back.
Okay, so. The Deadly Games one that's an obvious one.
Yeah.
All right, a few more I'll mention. Remember when I don't remember if this one had a specific name or not, but around 99 or 2000 when Vince Russo jumped ship to WCW. He stripped everybody of their titles, and there was a title held for literally every title. There was a tournament held for every title that was up for grabs, and I believe it all culminated at this one pay-per-view. But I wish I could remember which one it was. Yeah. It may have been a Spring Stampede or a Mayhem, and Bret Hart may have won the world title in that tournament. But that was, while I'm not going to say it was a great example of tournaments. It was when tournaments were very, very visible.
Yes.
WCW's entire focus for almost a month was just these tournaments. Yeah. And that was interesting. There was one that I have called the Raw is Suspended tournament. If you remember, Raw, 9 guys at once got suspended for a drug violation when the policy was new. Okay. And this was back in right after the Benoit murder, so 2007-ish. Okay. And so many people got suspended, and I remember I hope I'm not crossing my signals here or getting things mixed up because I didn't research this. I'm just going from the hip. Yeah. But this resulted in a tournament to crown a new champion. That may or may not have been when Rey Mysterio won a title. Now I'm second guessing myself, but there was a tournament that Rey won a world title on Raw, and he very short. You know what? I'm mixing it up. This was when CM Punk walked out with the title. In much later than I'm thinking of. I apologize for screwing this one up. I sound like a total noob. Remember when CM Punk? Yes. I think it was a storyline, but he walked out with the title. His contract expired, and then on Raw they had a tournament to crown the next champion. Yes. And I believe Rey Mysterio won that, and then CM Punk came right back, and he was no longer champion. Yep. So there was that tournament. I really screwed that one up. I apologize.
Yeah, there was one tournament before your fandom started in WCW that they haven't done since. It's called Lethal Lottery.
I remember. Well, I've seen those. Yeah, how'd those work?
That was basically like a luck of the draw tag team tournament where they random drawed partners. And then they had it, and then and then the last 4 guys all got in a fatal 4-way for a championship.
Or did it culminate in a battle royal?
The one maybe one of the rounds was a battle royal because I know that you were random drawed tag teams and then you had to win to get to advance. I was thinking it was a fatal 4-way, but it may have been a little battle royal.
I think it might have been, but don't quote me on that. Especially early WCW stuff.
But I just like the concept of the random draw.
That was cool. Yeah. I also remember the Crockett Cups. Yeah. Mostly from being in video stores when I was a kid. You could rent the videotapes for the Crockett Cup. I'm not positive I ever sat down and watched them. But I think there were singles and tag team matches involved in those tournaments. Remember Brawl for All?
Unfortunately.
While it wasn't that great received, I thought that was a lot of fun to watch the real fighting happen on Raw. I don't know that it was good business for them, but that was a fun tournament.
Yeah, I know a few guys got injured during the course of that tournament.
Many did. What about? Do you remember the Future Shock tournament?
Future Shock. Wow, no, I don't.
Okay, Future Shock, I believe, was Starrcade 88, and this was not a bracket as the most of the ones we've been talking about have been. This was a round robin style tournament.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about now.
I
With,
believe
like Sting and Muda.
Muda, Luger, and Flair, I believe, were the four.
Okay, I do remember that.
And they all wrestled each other, and there was a point system based on like wins and losses.
Yeah.
And that was cool. I believe that was a championship tournament, but it was interesting because it was round robin style as opposed to bracket style, the single elimination style. A few more I wrote down. There was the Edge and Christian bracket that totally reeked of suctitude or whatever it was. Remember?
Oh, on their show?
On their show,
yes.
The Edge and Christian show. Speaking of Edge and Christian, one of my all-time favorite tournaments was the Terry Invitational Tournament that culminated in the ladder match at No Mercy 99, the first tag team ladder match.
Wow, you're just blowing my mind today.
I forgot Deadly Games, so I deserve no credit. And then the only one that I wanted to save until the end, but now that I forgot about Deadly Games, I think that might be my favorite. I feel like the most popular, if you're going to poll wrestling fans as to the most important and most visible and memorable tournament is, do you know which one I'm talking about?
I would say it'd be the birth of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I'm not sure.
I think that if you poll most wrestling fans, the one you'd probably come back with most is quite simply WrestleMania 4.
Okay, yeah.
WrestleMania 4 was a huge tournament. It was so visible. Everyone was talking about it. It was the focus of the wrestling world.
Yes.
It was all that took place pretty much on that WrestleMania 4. Beloved. And honestly, this is a weird comment about WrestleMania 4, but for some reason, I feel like that show, from start to finish, has the best commentary of like any wrestling show. It's Monsoon and Ventura.
Yes.
And they do such an awesome job doing commentary on that show. They made the title feel very important. Randy Savage won the title and beating $1 Million Man in the finals. In the opening round, Hogan fought Andre. I mean, this was an awesome, awesome tournament.
Yeah, and that's back when the title wouldn't change hand for decades.
If I were a little older, yeah, you're right. If I were a little older, that would probably be my favorite.
Okay.
But being the age I am and my heyday of watching wrestling, I have to say I forgot about the Deadly Games tournament, and that is my favorite one.
Honorable mention, Billy Gunn won a King of the Ring tournament.
He did. He sure did. But see, those are the ones I didn't like because I think that was only... I don't like the ones that have only 3 matches in the King of the Ring night. I want all 8 competitors to wrestle on the one night.
Yeah.
So, Steve, another job well done, I feel like. It was fun remembering some of the best tournaments in the history of wrestling. Do we leave off your favorite? Like, I almost forgot my favorite. Thank goodness Steve had me covered. Leave us a comment. We'd love to know what your favorite wrestling tournaments are. And enjoy, if I could cheers, if I had a drink in front of me, the Too Cool Cup of Awesomeness. Enjoy the CWC. We will keep you posted on it because we are both really excited about the Cruiserweight Classic. For myself, the Rob, and my tag team partner in podcasting.
If I could be serious for a moment,